Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
And I'm Adam Ellis.
Is Steam finally cracking down on fake games again?
Yes, according to a couple of popular YouTubers who recently got to visit Steam's super secret headquarters and got a briefing about the platform's plans.
They're not that secret. They're on Google Maps.
Yep.
You can't get into them, but you can know where they are.
You can actually sit there in front of their building with petition signs, and eventually Gabe Newell will come out.
Yeah, don't do that. Kotaku reports that TotalBiscuit, aka John Bain, and Jim Sterling, aka James Stanton, visited Steam recently, and over the course of a day, the company laid out its vision on how it's going to unclog all that crap from Steam's mighty, mighty engines.
Let's provide a little context on this before we dig into Steam's plans. In recent years, Steam has been inundated with a flood of low-quality games. Obviously, nobody wants that.
Except for the people making the low-quality games hoping you'll buy them.
Right. And so Steam has made some moves throughout the years to try and combat it.
For one, Steam's introduced the Steam Curators program, which are selected individuals or groups that then make recommendations of games with the idea of helping others discover cool games they might have missed, or, you know, if you like this game, you might like this game, or if you have the same taste as me, try all these. Based on what you've been playing, Steam also recommends creators to gamers, and you can follow them and look at their list of games, and there you go.
The idea is to help smaller but still high-quality games like Stardew Valley rise to the top while avoiding shovelware that only exists to help its developer make a quick buck.
To further fight this shovelware, Valve said earlier this year that it's finally getting rid of Greenlight. Instead, soon they'll roll out Steam Direct. Under Steam Direct, developers will be able to launch a game after filling out some paperwork and then paying a fee. By comparison, the Greenlight program depended on users upvoting new games that would be submitted to Valve for consideration. That change is clearly a move to weed out some of the crap, with the thought that shovelware makers won't be willing to pay that fee. They're not going to jump over that hurdle to get their game on the platform.
Steam Greenlight was controversial, and some developers got busted for trying to game the system by offering free game keys for upvotes, which is not cool.
Not cool.
A bigger problem, though, is that there were just too many people making games, which made curating them a virtual impossibility for Steam.
So, I mean, it's a good problem to have. If you have like, so many people creating stuff, you've got a very healthy ecosystem, but the curation, yeah, makes it difficult.
So now, basically, instead of asking Steam users for upvotes, games will be admitted directly under the Steam store for a fee.
Okay, so clearly, Steam is still looking for some ways to curate the crap out of its system. And to fight it, they're rolling out yet another program. And while Steam hasn't made a formal announcement about exactly what that program is yet, we do have secondhand information about what the program will look like thanks to TotalBiscuit and Jim Sterling.
The new program is called Steam Explorers, and it will apparently be open to all users. These explorers' job will be to sift through recent releases to find any diamonds that might be hidden in the rough. They'll do that by playing through queues of Steam games and flagging anything that they find promising. The more flags the game gets, the more visible it will be on the platform.
The idea is to focus on games that haven't been selling great and comb through Steam's catalog to ensure that interesting titles aren't overlooked. Like we said, anyone can apparently become an explorer, and those who do sign up will even get their own forum to then go and discuss the games.
But Steam won't just be relying on explorers to find good games. It's also tweaking the curator system to add a bunch of new features. As it currently exists, curators can only list their favorite games, but that's about to change.
Some of the new features that curators will be getting include the ability to embed videos and letting users sort recommended games in a variety of different ways.
Plus, curators will soon be able to learn how influential they are. The Verge reported that curators will also be told how a game's inclusion in their list impacts sales, and curators may even receive financial incentives from Valve.
So wait, it's kind of like Twitch now selling, gonna be selling games on Amazon, and then the Twitch streamers then get a cut if they help make the sale.
That's pretty cool.
Or at the very least, like, you can see the impact that you're having on sales.
I like these incentives for people. They're really cool. We don't know what that might look like, but Valve also told Sterling and TotalBiscuit that it plans to give game keys to the curators via Steam itself, not through email. And
while these changes haven't even been confirmed by Steam yet, some are already raising the possibility of abuse, because every new system that comes out seems to have a lot of promise, and then everyone says, look at all these loopholes. As The Verge put it, there's apparently nothing to stop explorers from being pressured by curators to flag specific games, as some Greenlight users have been. And with curators about to learn more about how their recommendations affect sales, they might also be able to charge publishers for recommending a game. So, yeah. There are some cool new systems in place or coming into place, but there's also potential for payola there.
There's also the fear that by letting Steam users vote on games, there will be the problem of their biases impacting which games get recommended and which don't, which is kind of the point of votes, I think.
It is, but I also get it because there are certain genres that get kind of niche. And it doesn't mean their games are bad, but if you're not into, say, visual novels, and you just downvote the visual novel by default because you don't like visual novels, then that could become kind of a problem.
Absolutely. What if some genres of games get more love than others? How do you compensate for mass preference of genres like first-person shooters over some more obscure games?
like the visual novels. I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this ends up playing out in the real world. There are all these factors that you can imagine happening, but when you see how people actually use them, well, it can be a little bit different. But these new tweaks at least seem to indicate that Steam's moving away from upvoting systems in favor of a network of curators and explorers who ideally have a wide variety of tastes. Ideally. Everyone has the same end goal, which is weeding out the crap and letting the cream rise to the top. But again, time will tell if that actually happens or if just the cream sinks. Don't sink, cream.
What do you think of Valve's new Steam Explorer system? Do you think it could work? Let us know in the comments below.
Also, if you can think of any tweaks to close some of those loopholes to make it so that people aren't necessarily exploiting the system for personal gain and they're actually doing it for the good of all. If you have that magical system, please let us know. And for all your other Steam news, the latest in what they're doing to combat shovelware and so on, because there will be more of these in the future, and also probably a lot more developers trying to game it, which we will report on. Make sure you like this video. If you're new, subscribe to the know.
Text on this before we dig into Steam's plans. In recent years, Steam has been deluged. Steam has been deluged. Sorry. In recent years, Steam has been how do you say that word? Deluged? 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 I'm gonna say deluged. Deluged?
Maybe inundated.
Inundated? Okay.